Because you haven't ridden this bike in a minute, have you?
Yeah. Shit weather. So, to be honest, I'm not about that life. You know, some people are like, nah, real riders.
They ride all the time.
They ride all the time. Well, I'm a real rider, but I don't want to be fucking wet.
75 inches of snow? Why aren't you out? It's a perfect day for riding. Black ice? Just a technicality. So guys, so we just arrived at Gatwick North Airport, waiting for Gabi's cousin to come out. He's just flown all the way from Canada. He's been there for like, how long has he been there? For 3 months? Fairly sure that these people in the yellow coats, they're kind of like swarming the car at the moment, and they are honestly quite cutthroat when it comes to kicking people out of the drop-off place. They're like, oh, you haven't dropped off anyone, that's time for you to leave. See how long we can get away with waiting here. And Gabi's doing some work, you know, because she's a busy girl. He's a Frenchman, we'll get along with him, we're fine. And after this, then we have to run off because there's a guy, the second guy actually, who's coming to view the Ninja. It's ridiculous. The first guy turned up, he was like super keen on buying it. When it actually came to push to shove, he just bailed out, and it's bloody ridiculous, a complete waste of time. Oh hello, she's coming over now. Yes, Miss Yellow Jacket. Oh, she's coming over.
Yeah.
Sorry? Picking up.
Picking up. Okay.
Okay, we'll go around. We got caught out. Bugger. It's one of the annoying things about going to Gatwick is that if you're waiting for somebody, as soon as you are there for more than 5 seconds, they say, no, you must move, no waiting. And it's like, well, where am I supposed to wait? And then the thing is, if you drive into the car parking, like actual place, it's like they charge you by the minute, and it's about £1 million or one testicle. F***ing dickhead's right up my arse in a stupid Skoda. He's got racing seats in a Skoda. Gabi. All right, let's see if she notices us again. We're a completely different set of people. Let's go really slowly, right? Let's see if we can spot her anywhere. All right, we're going around again. Attempt number 2. First guy who turned up and basically screwed me over, he just, yeah, he was a complete non-shower. There's another guy who is saying that he wants to buy the Ninja as well, so hopefully he's not gonna waste my time like the other guy did. Because there are so many people that are like, oh, I love your bike. Oh, I'm gonna come buy it. Oh yeah, it's so cool. And then they arrive and they like look at it, and you can see that they're trying to screw you over.
I leave my everything here.
No, you gotta take it all with you. We don't want it in the car. And everyone acts so like, oh yeah, I love your bike. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it. And then they just f you over. Obviously, you can tell I'm kind of frustrated by this. Simply because like, I just want to get my new bike now. I'm at that point now where I'm like, I want my new bike, and I've had enough of monkeying around and, you know, waiting for other people to sort their own shit out. So let's see how long we can stay here now before the yellow coat lady appears again. So after we get Gabi's cousin, we're gonna head off. I'm gonna see if this guy will actually turn up again. I have my suspicions he probably won't, but hopefully, fingers crossed he does. Then the Ninja will be actually sold, which will be really, really sad. But alas, gotta happen, right? Also, we're gonna get Gabi's bike going because I went over there the other day. I tried to start it up and to clean it off and everything like that, but it was dead as a dodo, completely flat. It's very bad to have like older bikes sitting for a long period of time because fuel can start going off and going bad, and it turns into like some weird sludgy bullshit. Basically means that you have to clean out the whole fuel system, which honestly, I'm not about that life right now. Ah, here he is, he's arrived. Look at him, looks so French, doesn't he?
So I think we can have McDonald's.
We can have McDonald's at 11:16. It's acceptable, right? It's morally acceptable.
Tu veux qu'on aille au McDo?
That's not safe. There we go. So we had to remove the seat on this bad boy. It's such a pain in the arse. You have to unbolt these 2 screws here, which are here and here, and then the seat pops off, and then you have to remove the ECU, which is tactically dangling down there. So hopefully, Tongi, hi. Hopefully it will turn over now and we can actually get started. Because before it was not doing that. The battery kind of died pretty quickly. A lot of it is to do with the cold weather as well. So cold weather does 2 things. 1, it deflates your tires. 2, it drains any old batteries that you have. The coolant bottle just hanging out there. Because you haven't ridden this bike in a minute, have you?
Yeah. Shit weather. So, to be honest, I'm not about that life. You know, some people are like, nah, real riders.
They ride all the time.
They ride all the time. Well, I'm a real rider, but I don't want to be fucking wet.
75 inches of snow? Why aren't you out? It's a perfect day for riding. Black ice? Just a technicality. Love it how you work the wrench. Very, very good.
Causing me.
You're good with tools, Gabi.
I know I am very good with tools. I'm pretty good at mechanic, bitch. How about that?
There you go.
You know, it's pretty easy. You gotta put something in a hole. And if you're a man, you should be able to do this. As soon as you get the thing in the hole, you just have to roll the bitch till it gets well tight. Not wet, tight. There is always a size of key for a size of hole.
Right, and then we need to put the 2 bolts on, the long bolts.
Course.
Do you have the bracket as well?
What bracket?
The bracket that holds the fucking thing over.
What bracket is this?
No, but
I
has
don't got the bracket. No.
You don't have the bracket? Do you want to give me one of them?
No.
Okay.
Just sit and watch. Gotta find the hole. This time the hole is not visible.
Do you ever struggle to find the hole, Tongi?
Like wrong hole could be like bad thing.
Okay, got it.
Get nice and tight, Gabi.
Of course, always.
Don't want that flapping about when you're driving around.
Who likes flaps? Nobody likes flaps. It's all about being tight.
I have a distinct feeling that you screwed these on the wrong
Oh,
sides,
shit.
so you can't close the battery.
Might be true.
The great thing is though, is that these old bikes are super easy to work on. They just are like plug and play. It's like a point and click adventure game. You just go, that thing goes into that thing, and then that thing goes into that thing. I mean, it's so easy that even Gabi can do it.
Who taught you most of the bike stuff? Mechanical bike stuff? Me. Who's the boss? Me.
No, that's fairly normal when you connect up a battery. That should be fine. Do you like her short hair, by the way? I cut it myself.
You cut it, and then I had to go to the hairdresser to make it more straight. Let's say like that. Because it was not the Route 66. No. That was very sparkly.
Should we see if it starts up first before we put the seat back on? I grab the keys.
Thank you very much. De moi.
It's all good?
Very happy. It's such an easy bike, like you see, like she hasn't been ridden for a good while, and she still started the first time. Like, it's a great bike. It doesn't let you down. If you let her down, she'll just kick your ass with no battery.
Woo, what's up guys? So we're home now, and as you can expect, I still have the ZX6R. After we'd finished faffing around with Gabi's bike, basically we waited a little bit for a gentleman to turn up to have a see and to actually buy the ZX6R because he was so keen, quotes, "Oh, I fell in love with the bike as soon as I saw it." Fair play, it's a beautiful bike. But he was late. As you can tell, I'm a little bit spicy over this. A little bit of salt and pepper going to be sprinkled on here. So if you're not up for it, just tune out now. But it's basically going to be a massive rant. Let me begin. So we waited around. He was late, about an hour late. Never told us where he was, nothing like that. An hour late. Okay, fair play, traffic, whatever. He turned up with his mate. You could tell they were the kind of guys who were maybe not mega honest, I would say. His friend instantly started looking over my bike like he was kind of like Sherlock Holmes or something like this, but you could honestly tell that he had absolutely no idea what he was talking about. Like, from the word go, you could tell. I started looking over the bike and like pointing at things. Just literally, he would be like pointing at stuff and like making faces like, "What's wrong? What are you pointing at, mate?" First thing he said was, "Oh yeah, can we start it?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course you can." So I handed them the key. You guys know this, that my bike is fuel injected. Any person who owns a fuel injected motorcycle will know that when you start a fuel injected motorcycle, you do not need to give it any throttle. You do sometimes on carbed bikes, but you don't have to do it on fuel injected. It actually can damage a bike if it's fuel injected. So lo and behold, he put a little bit of throttle on it like it was a carbureted bike and started it, and the bike hated that. It started absolutely fine first time, no problem. But he was like, oh, it's not meant to do that. And I was like, yeah, because you sussed it with throttle, it's fuel injected, you're not meant to do that. It can actually damage the bike. And I was like, oh, okay. First red flag. Second red flag was when he wanted to rev the bike essentially as soon as the bike had started. And I said, no, you don't want to do that. I was like, very politely, you don't want to do that. It's not warm up. You've got to let it warm up before you do that. And in my head, I was like, what the are you doing? Because it would break my bike, you could damage it, then you'll drive away with being all happy bunny after breaking my bike and I wouldn't have anything, Whew. Second red flag. Third red flag was when they basically said within 30 seconds of it starting, be like, oh, it's running badly. And I was like, well, it's cold and it's like 2 degrees right now and it's just started and the engine was cold, because I like to view bikes. When I'm viewing a bike, I always ask the seller, can you please keep it cold, because any issues, generally speaking, show themselves quite easily when you're starting the bike from a cold start. I was like, well, it's a cold start, it's a cold engine. Like, what happens is the ECU puts the bike into a slightly higher idle rev, so until the engine warms up and then it goes back down again to normal. But they obviously didn't know that after pretending that they were like motorcycle detective or something like this. That's what happens, it's a cold engine, let it just warm up and then it will go down. It was like, oh, okay. Lo and behold, that's what happens. But after he pointed at his friend saying, oh, it's running badly, I wouldn't buy it. Who are you, you idiot? Then turned off the bike. Funniest thing, and probably the biggest red flag ever, was that he said to me, does it have any oil in it? Yes, it does have oil in it. Are you sure? Like, yeah. He goes, well, can you show it to me? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Because I can't see any oil in it right now. I was like, the bike's on its kickstand. You're not going to see any oil because the bike's on its kickstand. He was like, oh, right. And I was like, yeah, because the bike, you got to measure the oil when the bike's upright. Oh, right, okay. Well, I couldn't see any oil. I was like, you're not supposed to. When the bike's on a kickstand, you can't see the oil. So I held the bike up straight for him and he was like, no, there's no oil in this bike. You should buy it. You should buy it. I was like, of course there's bloody oil in this bike. Like, you guys know me, I take care of my bikes meticulously. Like, I'm doing oil changes every 5 minutes. But, you have to wait for the engine to warm up before you have the correct oil temperature, because the oil expands as the engine warms up. They then tried to ask nearly £800 lower than my asking price, and I basically told them to kindly F off. The guy who came to buy it turned up in a hoodie, only in a hoodie, it's 2 degrees, and he didn't even have gloves. And he asked me, oh, can I borrow some of your gloves to drive it away? I'm like, no, you can't. Kind of bittersweet. Well, on the one hand, I was looking forward to getting rid of the Ninja, but on the other hand, I don't want to go to a bunch of idiots. In a way, I'm kind of happy that it's still with me. But it's funny, the kind of people you meet when you're doing these kinds of sales. At least it's not as bad as the guy who came to buy my Ducati, and he legitimately thought that it was all right to lay the Ducati down on its side on a mattress in the back of a van and transport it home. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do get your moto hoodies, link is in the description. Support me, support the channel, support Gabriella. Also like this video if you liked it. Please be sure to hit the subscriber bell and have a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.